What piece of equipment do you still own now that you bought the first year of Audio Animals? And I tell you what, there's very few pieces, because a good thing about running an audio business is that you can kind of experiment with, you can buy stuff, bring it in, work with it. You know, I like it, not using it so much, sell it on, get something that you are using a lot more, and you work out what's what and what's a great piece of equipment that stands its kind of test of time, I guess. And you know, there's very few that we had in the first year of this business that we still own now, and I can tell you what those two are. The first one is the Masalek MLA3, and the reason we still have it now is because it is an exceptional piece of equipment. We're in the market at the moment trying to get a Masalek MLA4 for our third studio. So we're looking to upgrade the Masalek MLA3 and put that into another studio, and then put the MLA4 into our mastering studio A. Very hard to get hold of, brand new. I don't even think there's any on the market second hand. I'll have to actually have a look. But the MLA3 is an exceptional piece of equipment. It's a multi-band mastering compressor, and we bought it in the first year, and we've never ever even thought about selling it. It's very rare to get your hands on another compressor, especially a multi-band compressor, that sounds as good as an MLA3 or an MLA4 sounds. In terms of, for me personally, in terms of multi-band compression, it's the king. It's the compressor to have for multi-band compression. Some people have said to me in the past, right, and I don't think this is true in any way, shape or form. They've said to me, you only need one compressor. It's not true. When it comes to stereo compressor, single band, you know, we've got an SPL Iron here, we've got an Alicia Alpha and an Unfairchild, all stereo compressors, single band compressors. Only one multi-band compressor, and the only multi-band compressor we would ever really use is a Masalek MLA4 or MLA3, and they're just incredible. They're free-band, multi-band compression, and the sound that you get out of it and the control you get from it is brilliant. And you should have, ideally, a multi-band compressor in your chain, because there are points where you don't want to compress a full kind of range. You don't want to compress the whole track. I use on the left of me here, I've got the Golly dynamic EQ there, so I use dynamic EQ rather than multi-band compression, just because I have a preference of the way that I want to compress. I don't actually want to compress in here. When going through the iron, I compress with the iron, and then when I get to the end of the chain, I hit the Golly dynamic EQ, which just kind of controls the top and the bottom where I want to. Then that controls the broad range across the full range. So yeah, the Masalek MLA3 was the one that we have never sold. The second one is the Masalek MPL2, which is a de-esser and peak limiter, and that's again in our mastering studio. Now, one thing I will say about the Masalek gear is it's incredibly expensive now. Back when we bought it 10 years ago, I think we paid $3,200 for the MLA3 and about $2,000 for the MPL2. Now you'd be looking at about $6-7 grand for an MLA4, and an MPL2 I think is about $4.5. They've pretty much doubled in price over the course of 10 years. But it's one of those pieces of equipment where it's never going wrong. It's built so well. Same with the MPL2. It's basically a de-esser and a peak limiter, and they're exceptional. Masalek gear, all Masalek gear is brilliant. So they were two pieces of equipment that we had bought in the first year, and that was mainly because we really, really loved the sound of Masalek, and we'd worked with Masalek a lot previously in the past, and to put a MLA3 compressor and an MPL2 compressor in within the first year was a really, really smart move for us, because it was one of them, we knew that it was never ever going to kind of date or not be required. It was going to be here 10 years time, and it is. The only other thing that we still have and we still use that we bought in the first year was this microphone that I've got down here, and I still use this. I've got two of these now. It's the Rode NT1000, and I really like that as a microphone. I do a lot of recording with that, and the reason I like it is just because it sounds so kind of true to what you're actually hearing. So I will always use that, and it's a microphone that I've always used, so I know it very well, and if I ever need to record anything, I generally do use that, and I can use it as well. It's a great mic for voiceovers and podcasts and stuff like that, so it kind of doubles up with a lot of recording purposes, which is why we've kept it, and it's why it's still here, because it's never been kind of like, I've had microphones before where they're all right, they've done good jobs, but they're just good for certain things, whereas this, I find it's good for everything you want to record with it. That's what I like about it. So yeah, the three things that is about it is that we bought in the first year of Audio Animals that we still have now: Masalek MLA3, Masalek MPL2, and the Rode NT1000.